Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. The United States quarter is about to make a dramatic change for 2021 and beyond. Let's explore. Yes, that's right. This comes to us from Coin World magazine. The quarter dollar is going to have in perpetuity, at least until something else comes along, only one design from here on out, and it will be somewhat commemorative in nature, which is really how the Washington quarter came about in the first place back in 1932. This is very fascinating. Coin design, I think, is quite interesting, and this is something that will certainly be a part of us for quite some time. And, for those of us who do still use cash, less and less definitely use cash these days, but this is it. We'll look at these designs and take a look at the contenders, but the CCAC has recommended this design. Let's explore what they're saying here. A proposed reverse design for the Washington quarter dollar to be introduced in 2021 at the conclusion of the America the Beautiful Quarters program shows George Washington crossing the Delaware and was recommended October 15th by the Citizens Coinage Advisory Committee. Public Law 110-456, which authorizes the 56 coin America the Beautiful Quarters program, included two provisions about successor coins. One provision authorized, at the Treasury Secretary's discretion, a second 14-year 56 round of quarter dollars, each honoring a national park or a historic site in each of the 50 states. So we would have done the whole thing, another America the Beautiful Quarters program, part 2. It would include the District of Columbia and the 5 U.S. territories. Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin did not adopt that option by the required close of 2018 deadline. The second provision of the authorizing legislation mandates that, in the event of Treasury Secretary would not approve issue of another 56 America the Beautiful quarter dollars, the reverse of the quarter dollar beginning in 2021 would bear a rendering of General Washington and his troops crossing the Delaware River on the night of December the 25th and 26th, 1776. So we're essentially going to have Washington on both sides of the coin, which is reminiscent of what happened with the Lincoln Cent from 1959 to 2008, where we have an image of Abraham Lincoln on both sides of the Lincoln Cent. The design CCAC recommends depict General Washington facing right, standing on a bow, in the bow of his boat, holding a small telescope in his left hand, with an extended sword in his right hand, directing another boat containing Continental Army soldiers as it passes between ice chunks on the river. The authorizing quarter dollar legislation does not permit consideration of any design depicting a head and shoulders portrait or bust of any person living or dead, or a likeness of any living person is prohibited. All 17 designs submitted by the CCAC by the Mintz engraving staff and artistic infusion program artists depict some version of General Washington leading the troops across an ice-choked Delaware River during a nor'easter on December 25th to 26, 1776. The bad weather added to the element of surprise in Washington's plan to attack the enemy at Trenton in New Jersey. The ensuing Battle of Trenton and the subsequent Battle of Princeton constituted a turning point in the Revolutionary War and gave hope to many that the Continental Army could prevail. The flag in use at the time of the crossing was a Grand Union flag. According to U.S. Mint officials, where practical, historically accurate racial diversity among Washington's troops is also represented in the designs. The reverse design that receives the final approval from the Treasury Secretary will be paired with the original Washington portrait obverse introduced on the quarter dollar in 1932. And it's a shame. It's a shame that they're going back to that instead of picking the Flanagan design, which you've seen me showcase in the $5 commemorative in 1999 of Washington's death, or a new image of Washington. There's no, and actually I think, and it's obviously they I don't know if that's mandated by law or what have you, but I'm almost to think that in a way they ought to find another eagle or something to put on there. Just change the design altogether, the obverse and reverse. And we're going to take a look at the images here in a moment. The America the Beautiful Quarters program concludes in 2021 with the issue of the $quarter honoring the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site in Alabama. The proposed 2021 reverse design could, however, be superseded if legislation currently before Congress becomes law. In addition, a Mint proposal for an alternative $quarter program to begin in 2022 is pending. H.R. 5308, the Women's History and 19th Amendment Centennial $quarter Coin Program Act, is currently pending before Congress. It seeks 56 coins that will be emblematic of the accomplishments and contributions of a prominent woman who is a resident of a state, the District of Columbia, or a territory, bear the name of a prominent woman in the state, District of Columbia, or territory, and bear other appropriate inscriptions. The Mint is considering a 10-year program to begin in 2022 that would include a 2026 coin celebrating the nation's 250th birthday. The 2022 to 2025 coins would bear reverse designs depicting animals, and the 2027 to 2030 coins would depict youth sports. No proposal has been made public for the 2031 design theme. Wow, so much stuff out there and different proposals. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly how this portrays out. But, that's legislation that is currently in the works, and we're going to take a look here. But before we do that, we need to kind of take a peek here at what the designs were for the crossing of the Delaware and for the New Jersey quarter. And here it is. And as you know, this depicts the famous painting. But the problem with the painting is on this particular canvas of a quarter, it's so small. On the quarter itself, it looks like a jumbled mess. You can barely make out the figures. It looks like even on this image here, you can see it's not really, it's not conducive to the canvas in my view. And so when they decided to choose this version, my feeling was, haven't they learned the lessons from 1999? And how are they going to showcase this crossing the Delaware? Well, here are the images, and you saw that it should not have a head and shoulders image. And here is a head and shoulders image of Washington, which would effectively make it a two-headed coin. Although that is a very nice rendering of Washington's face, I think. I think that should be the new obverse, in my opinion. But here, these are so small, it's hard to depict that. But we'll kind of run through these. Here's another, I think, too close of a version of Washington. I'm glad they didn't choose that one either, because even so, it's hard to depict everything behind there of what's the president. There's another version of that. Here's the design chosen. And I still think, in a sense, this is not going to translate well, I think. It's going to be too a jumbled mess. And to talk about racial diversity, how are you going to get any racial diversity from that? And besides, considering what's there, but I don't see how that's going to be possible. But anyways, regardless, here's another version. Now, I think this potentially, is probably a better way to showcase, because you can see the boat up close and Washington there and three others. Obviously, the notion here is that there's more behind that are implied. But I think this is probably, in my view, the best that I've seen so far. As I scroll through this here, kind of taking a look here and seeing what these different designs are. And here is a look from the back of the ship, looking forward. There's a cannon, and Washington is there leading. I think that's not a bad view, I think, for the reverse of the quarter there. So that's a potential. This is a bit stylized there with the flag behind it. Not bad, but not sure that it shows the broken ice there, and this other one shows the rough waters and the like as well. Another version there. This is a little bit too strange. It's like this guy's just kind of sitting there like he's steering the boat. He's running along the water, it looks like there. Glad they didn't choose that one. This one is not bad. I kind of like that one. That's a pretty cool one. And the broken ice with $0.25 there, I think that's pretty neat looking. And this is not too bad either, but I still think it's a little bit busy, but it's not bad. This one only shows 3 people and kind of gives a scope of it from the beginning. There's that racial diversity with this image of that person carrying the night lantern there. That's more just another portrait of Washington. And there's other folks. That looks strange. And let's see here. That is a very weird looking image there. And so there we're back to. So the 17 designs, the one they went with was this one, which I still don't think was all that great. Hold on a minute. I gotta let the kitty out. Here, kitty. There you go, kitty. So this one here, they're choosing it. And I still think the other ones would have been better, in my opinion. This is better. My favorite, though, if I was to choose, might have to be, I don't know, maybe this one here. I kind of like that one the best. But we'll see what happens, and it will be a moot point unless they decide to choose a different program. So post your thoughts below. For those of us, that still use cash, we'll be looking for these quarters, and this may be the design for the quarter in perpetuity until another program is introduced. And there it is. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.